Wow, that message was brought to you by the mainstream media and, of course, big tech. And also, a friendly reminder, the people who thrive off of you being mentally unstable, they're not the good guys. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. This is Okradowski of WeAreChange.org. A lot of important issues to get into in this video. Specifically, we are going to be giving you an update about the Conholio virus and the war of words unfolding right now between Dr. Fauci and Donald Trump, while talking about an issue that is a lot more important. There's also a lot of major developments surrounding the Hunter Biden email scandal, which is really highlighting big tech social media censorship. There's actually even some disinformation surrounding that idea that we will be uncovering, talking about an issue that of course gets many people banned. It really makes you wonder if we are living in 1984 yet, since we even have corporate establishment approved 2 minutes of hate that are all under the banner of a social justice movement that in its name literally, over the weekend, had a bunch of white kids brutally assault and beat up a black man. But hey, at least you get a new PlayStation theme out of it, and more Marxist propaganda coming your way, which is soon going to be produced by Warner Brothers. So yeah, 1984 is pretty relevant to our current day and age. And so is the Brave browser that allows us to sustain this independent media operation, and without it, we most likely wouldn't be here. Brave is a browser just like Chrome, just like Firefox, but it actually runs a lot faster, gives you more privacy, and even uses less battery on your cell phone when you use it. So you not only save a lot of time, as you could see here by my own personal stats, you not only get more privacy, but you also get cryptocurrencies that you could use yourself, or you could give to your favorite creator. Literally, a win-win for everyone. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't need to invest anything. You just download it, start using it, and if you use it for over 30 days with our specific link, we get a small reward. You get one as well. This means a lot to us, and if everyone did this, we would truly all be better off. Seriously, after being demonetized 100%, this has been huge for us. It's been very important for us. If you have some time, check out the Brave browser. Now, if you remember in the fictional novel 1984, it was, quote, illegal to have fun, to sing, to dance, and to even get together because the government deemed it illegal. And now, in some places in the world, that fictional dystopian future is becoming a reality in such places like the United Kingdom, where bar owners are supposed to stop people from singing and dancing, or they get their business license taken away and they get shut down. And now, with the doom and gloom fear-mongering wasn't enough, we are getting word that allegedly the next 6 to 12 weeks will be the darkest regarding the Conholio sickness. By the way, we're calling it the Conholio sickness and not by its name because of YouTube restrictive measures. But of course, a lot of people's attention is now on the war of words happening between U.S. President Donald Trump and, of course, Dr. Fauci, which, according to a leaked call from campaign staff, Donald Trump called an idiot. Donald Trump also said that people are tired of the Conholio sickness, specifically mentioning his problems with the lockdowns. Trump also referenced to every time that Fauci goes on television, it's a bomb, and that their, quote, would be a bigger bomb if he fired him, and overall calling his performance a, quote, disaster. Now, he also interestingly called Fauci a nice guy, but then later on went to say if he, quote, listened to him, we would have 500,000 deaths, according to Trump. Now, this is also on the heels of Dr. Fauci going on CNN recently and saying that he is, quote, absolutely not surprised that U.S. President Donald Trump got the Conholio sickness, especially after, quote, seeing him surrounded by people not wearing face masks and flouting best, quote, public health practices. Now, it is important to note here that the policies of wearing a mask and public health practices have been changed sporadically and have been flip-flopped by Dr. Fauci himself, who previously said not to wear masks. He now is telling you to wear masks. The best practices are also being contradicted. But I think regardless of what is happening between these two, we still have to answer to the elephant in the room, and that, of course, is the economic devastation that is coming upon the American people because of this sickness and because of the policies implemented because of it. Recently, over 8 million Americans slipped into poverty, and of course, way more are expected to do the same. And as all of this is happening, somehow China is growing its economy. And as the rest of the world is pretty much crippled by the conholio sickness, it looks like even in places like Wuhan, there is economic growth for the Chinese. Unemployment rates are falling in China as well, allegedly, according to the Chinese official numbers. And this is why many people think that this conholio sickness has a lot to do with restructuring financial systems rather than, of course, actually deal with the sickness. In related news, we are also getting the latest troubling developments surrounding the jab, or the, quote, solution to Donald Trump and many other politicians who are saying it will be the jab that will solve this entire problem. Well, we are finding out that trial runs of the jab have been paused by major pharma companies, and we can't even find out exactly why, as the critical details to why the trial run of this rushed jab, a jab, by the way, that has never existed for this particular type of conholio sickness, whether it was SARS, whether it was MERS, whether it was another form of it, there never ever was a jab for it. But this miracle rushed one that, of course, the establishment is putting their full faith in, is now in trouble. This is even being reported by CNN, and it's important to note here that Johnson & Johnson, the FDA, are being absolutely tight-lipped about their jab trials that were just paused. Allegedly, these two powerful organizations promised to be transparent, and they're not. The little details that we know are that some of the study's participants are experiencing, quote, unexplained illnesses, which again, because it's shrouded in mystery and lack of transparency, seems pretty serious. It's left for the people's imagination to make up their own minds, and this should really make you wonder what's really going on here, especially from an industry that faces no liability no matter what they do, specifically with injecting you. Yes, because of pharma-friendly politicians, Americans who are severely injured by the jab for the conholio sickness will have a very hard time getting any compensation for their injuries or their death. So yeah, as I've been saying for a long time, I think it's better to be skeptical here. And it's not even me just saying that. It's even New York Governor, send grandma with the conholio sickness to the nursing homes immediately, Andrew Cuomo, who himself has raised skepticism surrounding this jab, as he is even threatening to withhold this jab from New York until doctors, quote, deem it safe because of his mistrust of the Trump administration. Now again, when we're talking about jabs, when we're talking about experimental rushed medicines, I think it's always best to be skeptical. I don't know if you should try to make this political. It should be common cause for concern, not a political pulpit that you should be standing on. But what did you expect from government that prioritizes political power over, of course, the well-being of its citizenry? And of course, nothing will change unless people start waking up to the facts of exactly what is happening here, doing their own research, and making up their own minds, which is becoming more and more rarer as, of course, big tech monopolies restrict more speech. And that's exactly what happened with the recent Hunter Biden scandal, as, of course, many, quote, authoritative sources like CNN, the New York Times, Google News, Yahoo News, Reddit Politics, Reddit News, coverage on this issue looks non-existent at all. Piers Morgan even had to come out and say, despite biased efforts by Facebook, Twitter, trying to kill this story, that regardless of that, Biden still deserves some serious questions to answer to when it comes to his son's, let's just say, very interesting actions. Also, FYI, there's a photo going around, allegedly, of Joe Biden sniffing, let's just say we have a family-friendly show, special fairy dust off of buttocks of a particularly young lady, and we have to report to you that that is disinformation, propaganda going out there that, of course, is fake. That photo that is allegedly Joe Biden is not, even though it is being widely circulated right now. Fake news deserves to be called out, and we need more of us to be upfront and honest during these key, crucial times, since we're living in essentially a sea of utter disinformation, propaganda, and crap. Also, very interestingly, the director of national intelligence also came out and said that this Hunter Biden email scandal has nothing to do with Russia, that this matter is in the hands of the FBI, they are investigating it, but according to Wikipedia, nothing nothing happened here, and this entire issue has been debunked. Yep, when you have big tech monopolies controlling speech, they will control it in an effort that will predominantly benefit them while suppressing anything that stands in its way. That's why it's more important than ever to support independent media. One of the most easiest ways to do that is, of course, sharing this video. If you thought anything I shared was helpful, was useful, was thoughtful, was thought-provoking, share it with your friends and family members. It's more important than ever. Use reverse psychology. Say, hey, I don't know what to think about this. What do you think about this? Great way for friends and family members to see facts that are usually uncomfortable to deal with. By the way, we're headed towards more tumultuous, heated, contested times. Just, of course, 3 weeks away. Get ready. Get prepared. But most importantly, get informed from independent sources that are not the mainstream media or pushed on by big tech monopoly. That's my particular take on it, and if it wasn't for you sharing these videos, if it wasn't for you watching these videos, I wouldn't be here, and this is why. Love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org.